In October 2010, President Sheikh Sharif Sheikh Ahmed appointed Mohammed Abdullahi Mohammed as the new Prime Minister of Somalia.
Somalia has been in chaos and destruction for the past 20 years.
For 20 years, we had nothing but turmoil.
Faced with a broad range of issues which prevail in a nation that has suffered conflict for so long, the newly appointed Prime Minister immediately set to work, streamlining the cabinet and appointing a new front bench of 18 ministers. These 18 men and women are now tasked with implementing and maintaining real and tangible change for Somalia and steering the nation towards a new tomorrow. This film is an insight into this transitional federal government at work.
The security is our main issue that we have to deal with, because if we don't have a secure environment, there's no way the government can function.
With security being a priority for the transitional government, 1,000 newly recruited soldiers have recently been sent to Uganda for training. This follows on from the recruits who have returned from training and who are now actively restoring control to the capital with the help of AMISOM troops. Somali security forces, under the guidance of the transitional government and with the assistance of AMISOM, have made significant gains across Mogadishu in the past few months. 60% of the city is now under transitional government control.
AMISOM, supporting the transitional federal government forces, has now secured about 60% of Mogadishu. And if it was not because of the shortage of troops, if it was not because of lack of manpower, I'm sure that Mogadishu would now be under total control of TFG and AMISOM. And we've been told by the Somalis themselves that the battles of Somalia are always fought in Mogadishu. So once you have Mogadishu under your control, it's as well that the conflict would have ended.
I know for sure that our enemy has been demoralized, and there's a lot of fractions among themselves. Since we show that we are alternative, the government can be an alternative to Al-Shabaab by mobilizing our population here in Mogadishu and giving them hope.
Part of the government's commitment to the newly trained security forces is the upkeep of its army. This includes the provision of equipment, weapons and resources. The government have also introduced a scheme that sees wounded soldiers receive $100 a month as salary, plus medical care and food rations.
Priority number one, to ensure that the security forces receive payment and salaries regularly. Therefore, the duty of the state to pay its soldiers is fulfilled. Number two, establishment of discipline and order within the security force. We have established a military tribunal, which is taking cases of soldiers which have been accused of criminal activities.
Part of the security objective, and leading towards the eventual stabilisation of the country, is the development of an effective, accountable police force. This is a key part of the TFG's focus and is actively restoring and providing security for Somalis who have lived in fear for so long.
sidoo kale ciidanka booliiska oo sharcigoodu ay ugu dambeysay 1972 wax badan ayaan ka bedelnay, reform ayaan ku sameynay, haddana sharciyaan u sameynay, taasoo labada sharciba saakay golaha wasiirada ay u fadhiyaan inay ay baasiyaan oo ay u gudbiyaan golaha baarlamaanka. waxaana bilownay oo hadda aan la bilaabay in la sameeyo rondo, taasoo rondadaasoo loo hameen iyo maalinba loogu talagalay in ay sugto xagga amniga. waadna garan kartaan waxaa weeye labadii bilood wixii ka horreeyay sida amni darradu ay ahayd iyo sida hadda maanta amniga uu yahay. xagga amniga oo ahaa shacabka iyo qof walba muwaadinaba inuu helo ama la soo xiriiro waqtigii uu la kulmo amni darro uu dareemo inuu ciidanka nambaradii 3 nambar ahayd 4 nambar ahayd oo muxuu ahaa emergency-ga inuu la soo xiriiri karo markaasna loo gurmanayo ayadana waxa weeye muxuu ahaa haddeeraan muxuu ahaa howlgalkeedii ku jirnaa iyo muxuu ahaa in muxuu ahaa la joogteeyo ama muxuu ahaa laga warhayo shacabka iyo ciidamada amniga ay mar walba muxuu ahaa iska warhayaan.
A stable education system hasn't existed in Somalia for decades due to the chaos that has been propagated by insurgent groups. Looking to the future, the government is now fully focused on getting children into classrooms and teachers into training.
We have a large number of kids that are going to schools, public schools, private schools provided by non-governmental organizations.
Somalia mustaqbal ifay leedahay waayo hadda waxaa la aasaasay macad la yiraahdo Qamar Women Development Institute kaasoo lagu tababaro gabdhaha iyo caruurta aan haysanin inay wax bartaan 403 boqolkiiba 8 aragka inta kale gabdho waa.
والله مقدشة دب بدن باكجرة ساسة هاي دبتها ما أنا خايف دافنا باكجرته دب باكجرة وادو شدان دجال كالسعودة حبضة إن محيط وحول بود دبعتها وكالسعودان إن أرضيدو معلوم الباس كلها كنسة لكن هذا واللي ماذا قفوا سفي عم بلوي ماذا إن قف سكول كيس إن معلن هكذا كلام هنا عادي بلوي ماذا وحبال لبرتا دتك مرال بهايان وحبرشن نوعية بدنا ماشي كالسعودة.
With children the future of any society, an educated Somali child population is a clear focus for the TFG when looking at tomorrow's generation of Somalis.
The ministry has also established a teacher training center, which we are working with our partners to allow school teachers to be trained and to have continuous professional development for our teaching staff. So we are embarking on a new era where we want to make sure that the education system is one that can compete with the neighboring countries as well as the international community.
With violence, famine and disease prevalent across Somalia, people have suffered intolerable illness for long periods of time. In an attempt to halt the suffering, this government is now focused on treating Somalia's ill and injured civilians. New hospitals are being opened, like the Martini Hospital in the Hamawena district.
fulinta qorshaheedii boqolka maalmood ahaa ee ay ka mid ahayd fulinta iyo dib u howlgelinta xarumaha caafimaadka.
The main issue are the communicable diseases which must be controlled. Health education must be increased so that the people should be aware of these particular diseases which are very dangerous to the community.
Radio Mogadishu is the most listened to radio station in the capital. It's a key communications tool for the government and is the nation's only public service broadcaster. Radio Mogadishu's archive has survived the civil war and includes radio programs that date back to the 1920s. Keeping Somalia's history alive is crucial. It plays a part in the psyche of all Somalis and is a vital link with the future.
ayaa halkan ku jira waxaa la dhihi karaa dadkii khubarada ahay ama madaxdii hore ama abwaanadii ama fanaaniintii intii dhimatay iyo intii gabowdaba maskaxdoodii la ururiyay ayaa ku jirta qolkan dhexdiisa. waxaan leenahay madax banaani ku saabsan sida aan wax u tabino wax faragelin iyo amar ah shay hebel dee iyo shay hebel ma deyn kartiin ma jirto. dadka dhageystayaasha runtii aragti badan ay soo dhiibtaan waxay ka cabanayaan inta badan dagaalada waqtigooda ku dheeraaday iyo abaaraha. hobbigoodu waa fiican yahay dadku weli ruuxdooda iyo qolobtooda way nooshahay in ay nabad iyo dawladnimo dhammaystiran inay heli doonaan waa ifaalahooda waa ka muuqanaya markay ra'yiga dhiibanayaan matada soo dirayaan.
xushmad baa laga doonayaa haddaad xildhibaan tahay